Our invocation this evening will be offered by Tim Allison, Chaplain and Bereavement Coordinator for the Visiting Nurse Association. Tim.
Dear God, we come before you tonight, humbled by the gift that you have given us of leadership. Help us tonight to reflect that leadership is a gift and that those you have given us to lead are your precious gifts. And we pray that you would help us to make decisions that reflect this attitude. We also think of the events that are going on in our nation's capital and the state capitals around the United States, and we pray that you would bless the United States of America. Amen.
Thank you, Tim. Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember, excuse me, Councilmembers Huff. Sorry, Councilmember Huff. Perkins.
Here.
Stewart.
Here.
DeLucy.
Here.
Steinmeier.
Here.
Hobart.
Here.
Mayor Weir.
Here. Madam City Clerk, were there any citizens who requested to speak to the council this evening?
We did not have anyone sign up in advance.
Okay. Is there anybody present with us this evening who wishes to address the council? Right. Hearing none, we'll move to the consent agenda. Mayor Pro Tem.
Mayor Weir, I move to approve the reports and recommendations of the city manager.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Are there any items any council member wishes pulled for separate consideration?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
can you pull item number 1 from the reports and recommendations and item 21707 from the resolutions?
Okay. Okay, are there any others?
Yes, Mayor.
Yes.
Would like 702 and 703.
Okay. Okay. Anything further pulled from the consent agenda? Okay, Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll on the consent agenda minus item number 1, resolution 21707, resolution 21702, and resolution 21703.
Councilmembers Huff.
Yes.
Perkins.
Yes.
Stewart.
Yes.
DeLucy.
Yes.
Steinmeier.
Yes.
Hobart.
Yes.
Mayor Weir.
Yes. Councilmember Stewart, item number 1.
I was hoping we could get some type of presentation. I mean, because it talks about $430,000 and then $43,000. I guess I was having some trouble understanding. Are we paying for part of it, or is the state covering some of it?
Mr. City Manager.
Yeah, I'd be happy to answer that, Madam Mayor, members of the council. To Councilmember Stewart's question, the $43,000 amount, Councilmember Stewart, is the change order amount, the 10% contingency for project overruns that we would draw upon if needed without coming back to the council for additional expenditure authority. This is the project that would add some trail enhancements to the grant, to the Mill Creek Trail, starting at Jones Road and running up to Mill Creek Park. Lisa Phelps' Department Municipal Services is managing this project, so I would ask Lisa if there are any other details specific about the scope of the project that she'd be able to share this evening. Lisa?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Sure. So this is actually part of the 24 highway improvements and complete streets. And it was actually part of a transportation's alternative grant, which is the reason it's been pulled out separately from the whole project. We didn't want to hold up a transportation's alternative grant project because of a STP, a separate grant that was slower to do the entire 24 highway project. So this piece has gone on to move ahead. But as Zach said, this is just correcting or connecting essentially Mill Creek Park to McCoy Park, which then connects to the trail by the Truman Library and ultimately 24 highway.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Councilman Stewart, would you like to make a motion for approval?
I'll make a motion for approval on item number 1.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Stewart,
No.
DeLucy,
Yes.
Steinmeier,
Yes.
Hobart,
Yes.
Mayor Weir.
Yes, item number 1 passes. Councilmember Stewart, resolution 21707.
Okay, so this is a resolution that I had on a couple of weeks ago. Since then, some of the language has been updated. And I also put in there that the business has to be in business and independence for 6 months. So basically what it does is right now we don't have anything below 300,000 for a local preference, and that's what this is trying to encompass for local businesses, specifically in Independence. And I just want to point out, it doesn't supersede the current local preference ordinance for the Jackson County Labor, but rather it just enhances what we currently have. And that's all I have, and I'll make a motion for approval.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
DeLucy,
Yes.
Steinmeier,
Yes.
Hobart,
Yes.
Mayor Weir.
Yes, resolution passes. Councilmember Huff, 21702.
Madam Mayor, I'm going to support this resolution since it's been cleared up and meets the requirements of the charter. 2 weeks ago, when it was focused on all the utilities, which Councilperson DeLucci brought up, we finally narrowed it down to IPL, and so I will be supporting this.
Okay, would you like to make a motion?
I make a motion to approve item 702.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
DeLucy,
Yes.
Steinmeier,
Yes.
Hobart,
Yes.
Mayor Weir.
Yes, resolution passes. Councilmember Huff, 21703.
This is a little more strung out. I am definitely in favor of paying off this bond. Follows our charter, and it's just one step closer to being debt-free. It also frees up a lot of cash for different things, tree trimming and stuff like that. Just looking at all this policy and kind of is a little different than what was at the PUAB. After this bond, there's about roughly 5.2 million left, according to the study here. I feel me and Councilman Steinmeier have been pushing for a while to get back to the ratepayers. We've been pushed back the whole time about not knowing where we're at, so now we have a number here. I had a chance to speak to the city manager today and trying to figure out how many actual customers we have and trying to figure out how we could give the surplus back to our ratepayers. and I believe it's around 48,000. But on this, I really wanted to go one more step further, and that's the PUAB. I mentioned it, I think last week or the week before, that hopefully everybody would get a chance to listen to it. I know Councilman Steinmeier and I was there, and they voted to approve $20 million instead of this 15.8, which, reading the policy or the thing with the study here, that we have some variation there. So what I'm looking at, I would like to do anyway, giving everybody heads up that in a couple of weeks I'm going to have a resolution on here. I want to increase, besides this 5.6 million, another 5, which would give us roughly 11.2 million to give out to the citizens and the ratepayers of the city, and that would be roughly a check for about $200 a piece. Just I'll let my colleagues know this is what I'm going to throw away at you in a couple of weeks.
Okay. Thank you. Would you like to make a motion on this?
To approve item 702.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
Lucy,
Yes.
Steinmeier,
Yes.
Hobart,
Yes.
Mayor Weir.
Yes, resolution passes. Our public hearing tonight is for the formation of the Susquehanna East Shopping Center Community Improvement District. This is a full public hearing. Mr. Scannell?
Yes, Mayor and
Okay.
members of the council. My name is Tom Scannell. I'm the Community Development Director. I'll give kind of a brief overview of this CID. The applicant is seeking a 1 cent CID, or Community Improvement District, for the shopping center that is located along 24 Highway and Susquehanna Ridge. This shopping center is approximately 12,000 square feet and sits on a little over a 2-acre parcel. The CID the revenue generated by the CID is going to be used towards making public improvements that include facade improvements, installation of exterior LED lighting, parking lot and landscaping improvements, blight elimination, and maintenance within the district. On January 6th, this application was considered by the Economic Development and Incentive Commission, and they recommended unanimously for approval of this CID. The applicant is here and can answer any questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Scannell. This is a full public hearing. Is there anyone present who wishes to speak in support of the creation of this CID?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Oh, yes. Hello.
Hi, this is Bill Moore. I'm an attorney with Rouse Fretz, White Goss, Gentile Roads. Our offices are located in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm here appearing on behalf of the owner, Mr. Huda, who is also here this evening and would like to make some comments with respect to his proposed undertaking. As Mr. Scannell said, this is a anticipated improvement project that would be in the range of about $1.3 million to clear the blight that's existing on the site. If any of you have driven by there or are familiar with it, you'll realize it needs a fair amount of work, including parking lots. Signage needs to be improved, and as Mr. Scannell mentioned, also some exterior lighting to increase building security. He's also planning on doing some energy efficiency upgrades on the project. I think in the end that this is going to be an excellent project if you all would approve it. It will help to upgrade an area that's in great need of upgrading. And with that, I will end my remarks, and hopefully Mr. Huda is here to appear also.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Huda?
Hi, good evening, Mayor and Council member. My name is Ashraf Huda, and I have been in the liquor industry for the past 30 years, and I have 10 years of experience in the property ownership. I acquired this property in 2018, and we are proposing a 1.3 million renovation of the 12,800 square feet of existing retail. And the proposed improvement including the new wood facade, signboard to allow wall signs, so the legal non-conforming roof sign can be removed, improve the landscaping, energy efficient LED lights will be used for the parking lot and the exterior building security. Where necessary, door and the window will be replaced with the energy efficient replacement. And we filed community improvement district CID petition to request stabilizer designation, 1% CID sales tax. Estimate to generate 850,000 over the 30 year. So we can be, once you approve, so we are ready to go to improve the area and get foot traffic in there, sell tax improve, get more sell tax and generate. If you have any other further questions. So.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anybody else wishing to speak in support? Is there anybody wishing to speak in opposition? Are there any comments or questions from the council on the public hearing? Yes, Councilman Hobart.
I just wanted to make a comment. Mr. Huda and Mr. Moore, we certainly appreciate you. I appreciate you coming here tonight. And I don't know if you own property in Independence before 2018, Mr. Huda, but at least from my perspective, I sure appreciate you coming in and buying a spot that needs some help and being prepared to fix it up. So I really appreciate your efforts, and it'll be meaningful to the folks up there on that side of town.
Okay, are there any other comments or questions from the council in the public hearing? Okay, then this public hearing is closed. Thank you for coming. This takes us to our non-ordinance action items. Madam City Clerk.
Bill number 20-809, a resolution establishing priorities for the use of any surplus in the Independence Power and Light Fund.
Is there any discussion on this item? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
Delisi,
Yes.
Steinmeier,
Yes.
Hobart,
Yes.
Mayor Weir.
Yes, item passes. Item number 2.
Council action is requested for consideration of the development of future electric source.
Okay, is there any discussion on this item? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
Delisi,
Yes.
Steinmeier,
Yes.
Hobart,
Yes.
Mayor Weir.
Yes, item passes. Item number 3.
Bill number 21-708, a resolution authorizing the purchase of the Jackson County Animal Shelter by the City of Independence.
Is there any discussion on this item?
Very aware. I would, Mr.
Yes,
City-
Councilman Huff.
Well, it's echoing big time here. Mr. City Manager, can you go through this a little bit more for me?
Yes, good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the council. The City of Independence and the Jackson County Legislature agreed several years ago, close to 10 years ago now, to enter into an agreement by which the Jackson County Legislature would issue bonds to construct and build an animal shelter, and the City of Independence would operate that shelter. So we would take in the animals and care for them within the City of Independence, as well as unincorporated Jackson County. Now that agreement's ebbed and flowed over the years. There's been times where the city and the county have opted for a third-party management firm, but in our present agreement, the city is now operating that shelter, providing care pursuant to those original terms. and the county is continuing to pay off the bonds for the construction of that facility. This is a little bit of an unusual agreement, though, in that the city owns the land that the building is on, but the county owns the building. So in seeking to refinance their bonds, the county sought to purchase the land from the city, which we agreed to. But prior to executing that, then county sought to have the city acquire this building, just fully own and operate the facility both. Because of some other changes in the operating agreement, we were open to that negotiation. And there's some favorable things that are within this agreement. So we do have an operating agreement in which the county has negotiated a per animal per day cost for that. I think it would certainly be favorable to the city to have this, building and land concurrent with one another. One of the challenges, though, that we weren't able to rectify in our negotiation with the county, though, is the condition of the building. As the council knows, there's been some challenges with that facility. Most notably, the HVAC system continues to be an issue, and then water into the building, specifically having hot water on a reliable and consistent basis. We asked and wanted to have that facility kind of brought up to current standards prior to taking it on. The county's position is that we are getting the building, the remaining debt on the building is less than the assessed value of the building. But my concern there would be, of course, that we would have, we can't go and borrow against that or liquidate that. So that's kind of a moot point, but favorable in the sense that we have the operating agreement that would run concurrent with the term there of the building, and that we would have, sufficient cash to provide the care for the animals. That's kind of a very high level, broad overview, council member, but if there's other questions the council would like to ask, I'll do my best to answer that, and also have our Animal Services Director, Christina Heinen, on the call, and Assistant City Manager Mark Randall, who spoke with the county in trying to negotiate the most favorable terms. They're both present and able to answer any questions as well.
Okay, thank you, Mr. City Manager. Are there any other comments or questions? Okay. Hearing none. Madam
Excuse me, I'm sorry, Madam Mayor. I couldn't hit my microphone symbol quick enough. I apologize. I just want to explain that I'm going to be voting against this proposal. I do not believe the building is even worth the $4.5 million the county thinks it is. I was out there and it has not been maintained. We have enough other outstanding financial obligations that I hate to add to our burden, even if the use tax was passed, because it will not be a good use of that money. Therefore, I will be voting no. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Are there other comments or questions from the council? Okay, hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff?
Yes.
Perkins?
No.
Stewart?
No.
DeLucy?
No.
Steinmeier?
No.
Hobart?
No.
Mayor Weir?
Yes, item fails. Okay, this takes us to item number 4.
Council action is requested to approve the final CARES Act report.
Is there any discussion on this item? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Huff?
Yes.
Perkins?
Yes.
Stewart?
Yes.
DeLucy?
Yes.
Steinmeier?
Yes.
Hobart?
Yes.
Mayor Weir?
Yes, item number 4 passes. This takes us to our first readings. Madam City Clerk.
Bill number 21-001, an ordinance authorizing final disposition of certain city records that have met all requirements to be eligible for such disposition. Bill number 21-002, An ordinance approving the petition for the establishment of the Susquehanna East Shopping Center Community Improvement District, establishing the district and making findings and authorizing actions related to establishment of the district.
Okay, thank you, Madam City Clerk. There are no second readings this evening. This brings us to council member comments. I will start with Councilman Stewart.
Nothing tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Councilman Perkins.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Madam Mayor. During my first term, we started doing corridor cleanups. We started on 24 Highway. We moved to Truman Road and so forth. This year, we decided to focus on Wilson Road. Last week, we started moving forward with that side of the cleanup over there on Wilson Road from the city limits to 24 Highway. The thought and the idea was to focus on some of the high concentration of concerning properties in that area. So I want to say thank you to our community development department, our city staff, our PD department to get out there, do the work, do the notifications, and work with the property owners to try to get compliance and moving forward with cleaning that section up. This is something that we're going to keep moving forward with. This is a program that has been started and we're moving forward with. So thanks to city staff and all the hard work cleaning up Wilson Road.
Thank you. Councilman Huff.
Yes. Just we got an email from Councilperson Bellucci in the city, and I'm happy to find that she's decided to back Councilman Steinmeier, Stewart, and myself's recommendations. We've been trying to get the city opened up to normal hours for quite a while, at least the last month or so. I'm just glad that you changed your position, and because we were considered irresponsible and oxymoron the last time this come about. I've been getting complaints for a long, long time, but this is the mayor's decision. This is a state of emergency, and I'd be more than happy if she'd open it up, but I will support anything that she has to say on that. That's all I have this evening.
Right, I will save my comments for the end, but thank you for that opportunity. Councilmember DeLucy.
Madam Mayor, I appreciate the comments, Councilmember Huff. I received a responsive email from the mayor, and I know she's taking care of it. So I will leave her comments to the end, and I have nothing further.
Okay. Councilmember Steinmeier.
Yes, Madam Mayor, thank you. I wanted to also echo what Councilmember Huff said regarding the email that we did receive from Councilmember DeLucci. I'm glad to see that it's not, there's no criticism intended in any way, shape, or form. It's just that residents and constituents are asking for our city to be open back up, services to be readily accessible, phones answered. The list goes on and on. I do appreciate the email that was sent out this week. I'm in full agreement. I do support you, Mayor, in whatever decision and comments you make tonight, but understand that, you know, we've done this for many, many months, and I think our residents have been very patient, and nothing has really changed that I can see that would warrant the continued need to restrict hours at City Hall. So I strongly support the email and hope that you will take that into consideration and begin to revise that post haste. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Hobart.
As much as I'd like to jump on the bandwagon, which appears to have changed directions, I have not done so timely. So I will just thank my fellow council members and hope everybody out there is happy and healthy.
Okay, thank you very much. So just so the public is clear about what it is that we're referencing, there's been a request made by Councilmember DeLucci that we expand the hours that City Hall is open to the public. and ensure that we have the appropriate staff there to take care of the needs of the public who depends upon our services. So currently we are open Mondays and Thursdays, regular business hours Mondays and Thursdays, and regular hours at the IUC 3 days a week so that we can provide those services. The primary reason for doing this is the health of the public, but also the health of our city employees. We have been hit hard by COVID-19 in our city staff. So we wanted to make sure that we were doing everything within our power to protect our employees and to protect the public with whom they come into contact. The incident command team, which includes myself, the city manager, the fire chief, the health director, the public information officer, and several members of our emergency operations team and fire services. We meet every Monday and Wednesday and to talk about the impact of COVID-19 and make preparations for various things that need to take place, including our testing sites and certainly including our communication to the public, getting updates from the CDC and the World Health Organization and various health departments in our region. So as I responded to the council this morning, I'm happy to discuss this with that group. I think that is prudent to have a better understanding of how our workforce is being impacted. Currently, we've had a significant number of our employees out for periods of time, either because they have been ill or they have been exposed or they've had to quarantine for some reason or another. So that will continue to be the driving force, is the health of our community and our workforce. But I understand we have a job to do, and as hard as we try to have a limited disruption in services to our public, when our workforce is reduced, then services suffer. There's just no two ways about it. So I'm certainly happy to consider this recommendation and discuss this with those who have a greater knowledge of the current impact on our workforce and our community than I had readily available this morning. And together we will make a decision, but certainly we appreciate that we have a job to do and we need to perform it to the best of our abilities. So I will be getting back with you before the end of the week to let you know what we feel is the best course of action based on my discussions with the incident command team. Mr. City Manager, do you have anything else this evening? Oh, I did have one more thing. I don't know, last evening, we did hold our annual Martin Luther King Jr. celebration. It was a virtual event. I had another commitment, so I was not able to watch it, but I will watch it. It's on our YouTube channel. So the nice thing about recording all of these things and putting them on our YouTube channel is that we get to watch them whenever we're able to. So we'll be up there for quite some time. So I encourage those who maybe were not able to join last evening that you still have that opportunity. It's always, an event that we really look forward to every single year. And once again, I just have to say how pleased I am that even in these most trying times, we continue to honor our traditions in this city and continue to hold these programs that are very, very important to our community. So I look forward to tuning in and watching the program. Now, Mr. City Manager, anything else this evening?
Nothing else this evening, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, we are adjourned.